Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG. Sorry for the late video. All the winter storms going on in my area. I lost power yesterday for a good chunk of time. Needless to say, I just went to sleep and tried to ride it out. Woke up today, we got juice, and so here we are. So, with that said, not a lot going on in the community lately, with all the holidays and stuff on, plus it's the weekend. However, I did do something a little fun. I jumped into this decathlon and actually won. So let's talk about that while we got a chance, because hell, why not? Maybe it can help you win a decathlon. With that said, don't forget, try and get to 1,000 subscribers. So please sub up. I appreciate you guys viewing the channel. So let's get into it. So basically, the decathlon comes in two forms. There's this one, and I think there's a different one. Um, there is, yeah, there's a popper decathlon, and then there's a regular one. I'm not much for popper. If you guys want me to play popper, I mean, maybe I'll give it a go if I get bored later. Um, but I mean, popper is pretty much a format. The decathlon jump in is not. This is basically playing jumpstart pre-constructed to see how you do. So it's a little bit like sealed. You do get a little bit of selection. Um, for example, they'll give you a choice of 3 packs. You pick one, then they'll just show you 3 other ones. You get to pick one of those. It normally keeps you on theme. So, for example, I started off with black red vampires. So the next 3 packs it gave me was a variety of a black, and a red deck to supplement it. So you won't end up with some weird 4 color thing like you might actually happen in real Jumpstart. But with that said, I thought it was pretty neat. I was like, well, for 2,000 gold, I'll give it a try. I need to do my dailies anyway. I only lost once, and that was to, I bet you guys can't guess it. Say it with me. Land screw. That's right. Didn't draw any land in the pre-constructed jumpstart format of 40 cards. Pretty cool. Start with 2 in my hand and seeing none for the rest of the game. Yeah, got all the way down to 20 cards deep and didn't find any more land. It's pretty good. Anyway, which as much land as they put in jumpstart is pretty much just a ripoff. Anyhow, we did get it done. We did win. So um, first, let's talk about the deck. This is a pretty good deck, I think. I think it would do you guys some justice if you get a chance to play one of these 2 decks. So it says Vampire Sneaky. It should say Sneaky Vampires. I think that sounds a lot cooler. What do you guys think? But anyway, this is based off of Vampires and the Ninjutsu deck. So if you take a look at it, it's easy to tell which is which, to be honest with you. Obviously, this is the Vampires from the Vampire deck. So you got a Stinger, which is great for first strike. This comes in the deck, so you can first strike something and then kill it. I did use this once or twice. It did come in very handy, but probably one of the worst cards in the deck. Shambling Gas, obviously a 1-drop all-star. This thing, let me tell you, first off, this is why the Vampire deck is so good. This thing is the bomb. It will kill anything with -X. I was using this thing to kill giant green creatures that were 6/6s and 7/7s. And you might say, well, how'd you do that? Well, simple. All my stuff in the vampire deck makes blood tokens. Um, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. So this is a great combat trick. +3 +1. Plus it gets first strike on your turn. Um, I never use it to kill anything. I normally use it to run over the opponent's stuff and deal damage to him. The Sanguine Statuette is great as well. Not only does it give you a token, but it lets you cycle through your deck with extra land, along with making the vampire. And there's other ways to sacrifice your blood token other than making you discard a card, and we'll show you that later. Well, I'll just show you now. Anji, for example, you sacrifice a blood token, they lose 2 life, you gain 2 life. Powerhouse card from Vampires, 4 mana. This, sacrificing a token will activate this, so great card. That's a ninja, that's a ninja. So here you get to draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and create a blood token. That helps. Draw cards. Card draw is amazing. That one's not one. That one's. I'm not sure which one this came in. I'm gonna assume ninjas. Gluttonous Guest. This is a great blocker for all those small creatures. Plus, getting alive every time you sacrifice a blood token may not seem like a lot, but it actually kept me alive long enough to win one game. Um, so yeah, it's a thing. Um, this here, when you have Anj or anybody else who can sneak in for damage, making a 4/2 and a 1/1 flyer was a powerhouse. Don't discredit this card for 4 mana. It is amazing. Um, Celebrants, 5 mana, 4/4 menace. This card won more games than I could think of just because it's not blockable by one creature. And then, of course, this lacerate flesh, deal 4 damage, create a number of blood tokens equal or excess damage. Number of blood tokens equal to the excess damage dealt to the target. This was amazing. Always good for at least one blood token, if not more. 5 mana is a bit much, and it's actually not a reliable removal card, so be careful. Um, you have to make sure you use this on the right thing because this won't kill everything like some of your other stuff will. Um, and then, of course, over here, Black Dragon Gate. I'm not sure which one that came in. Um, I'm going to assume it came in Vampires. Or I'm sorry. This one probably came in Vampires. This one probably came in the Mono Black Sneaky deck. The best thing about that, it gives you 2 cards of opposite colors to actually search through your deck. Um, and then when you go by the other one, you get this guy with ninjutsu, lets you discard creatures to kill things, comes in very handy. Ink Rise is okay. He did win me a game because he's pumpable. Biting Palm Ninja is definitely an all-star, helping you letting you discard. I'm not a Gravelighter was in that deck. It's great, 3 mana, make him sacrifice a creature. Plays very well, especially since it flies with this little fella right here, which is in the Vampire deck. Um, Kato's Pursuit, discard 2, Rogue's Gain Menace. Um, didn't use it a whole lot to get damage in, but I did use it to make the opponent discard cards. Anytime you can make your opponent discard cards from a hand of 4 or 5 cards, you're going to get a clear advantage. Um, so 2 Heroes Downfalls. The beautiful thing about these 2 decks together, you get a Hero's Downfall in each deck, so you end up with 2 kill-alls. And when I say kill-all, I mean kill anything. And this is probably the best removal, so you definitely want to do that. Ambusher, 4 mana for a 3/2 lifelink is fine. Ninjutsu of 2 is even better. Comes in very handy. Kami of Restless Shadows in the Ninjutsu. It lets you get ninjas or rogues, but you can also just put a creature on top of your library. I use this most often for this card. Sacrifice it one turn to kill something. Next turn, use this to put it out. Put this back on top so that this can then chump block to kill something. Play this the next turn. Use it to kill something big. And then, of course, you got 4 mana 5/5s come jumping out. And at 6 mana, it's not terrible in the format either for a 5/5. Um, so this is a real powerhouse combo, and here's the reason why. You have a removal spell here. This is the removal spell combination with this, so this is the removal spell. Either way, or you block with it to kill something, or you just sacrifice it to do the dirty work. It turns this into a removal spell as well once you get this back. You have 2 more removal spells here, so you have 1, 2, 3, possibly a 4, but we'll just go with 3. 4. That's 5 on the combat trick wise. 6 with this, because, block with Shambling Gas, get your treasure token, kill him with this, draw a card. So in the course of all this, you have anywhere from 6 to 7 removal spells that are possible. You could even count Biting Palm Ninja as a removal spell if you ninjutsu him in on turn 3 because because they don't want to block when normally they don't. You can literally just make them exile a card from their hand, which will be their best card or best creature, which is basically removal. Plus, you get to keep your 3/3. And if nothing else, he stays as menace. So, guys, with all that said, I think this is at the moment. Now, this is my first playthrough, so I won on my first try. I'm sure there's other good combinations and things that can go down. I just feel that this was pretty good, especially since I knew that when the vampire theme came up, this was the first picture, which showed me there's at least 2 removal spells. This one, which is in it, and then another one. And the rest of them are really good too. So that's my jest on it. Forever, how you guys feel about it, but that's how I won and took down the decathlon today, as you can see right here. So we'll claim this bad boy. Collect 3 or more different tokens to reach the decathlon finals. Interesting. So I might have to play Pauper anyway. I'll have to go look at that. Yep, have to go look at that. So thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I'll probably do some kind of small box opening tomorrow since it's still the weekend and think people have got things going on. Just to get your guys' day started out a little better than average. Um, Also, don't forget to sub up. Try and get to 1,000 peeps. Those who have subbed, I thank you very much. Link in the description to the eBay store. I'm going to list a lot more cards on there starting today and tomorrow that I've been saving up from these box openings. Plus, my Patreon link's in there and email. Feel free to hit it up. I appreciate everything you guys do and let me entertain you. Until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.